Good morning. It's almost noon. Getting a little bit of a late start here, but it's Tuesday, May 24th, and I thought I wasn't going to film today, but there's always seems to be something come up. And I think this could be valuable for a lot of people because as I mentioned in one of my earlier videos when I was planting tomatoes, I came across some ants. Well, those ants disappeared, but guess what? I found them this morning. I'll show you. So I tarp sections of the garden until I'm ready to plant to help kill the weeds, because you can see there's no way those are going to grow. Then I can easily pull those out, and that's one way I'm trying to get rid of a lot of the grasses that are growing in here. So I tarped this, and now I want to get ready to plant some tomato plants in here, and I want to put some basil and cilantro on either side of this so that it'll, you know, help the tomato plants do better. But in the process of doing so, of removing the tarps, and I'm going to show you this because it's kind of gross, what I discovered is the ants. They found a new spot. Look at, they're just like everywhere. So they're going to be like all over this thing. I'm going to move it outside. But what I wanted to show you is I was studying on different natural organic ways to deal with the ant problem. Look at that. It's just horrible. Now they're going to be all over the place, but what I found out is you can take cinnamon and go around their holes, if you can find their holes, and I can certainly see their holes. Now they're really stirred up. I'm just gonna stop here for a second and get this black tarp out. Now water will also drown them out, which of course is a real good possibility, but since I can see where these holes are, I want them to disappear. So that's why I'm showing you this. So hang on while I get rid of this black. So there, I just sprinkled this cinnamon on there, and now they're just like all over the place. And I wanted to work that today, but I think I'll just have to leave that be, and I got other things I can do. So I think I'm going to get it wet around in different places too. I mean, this place is literally crawling with ants, and so one of the main reasons you want to get rid of those ants is because they have a great relationship with aphids, and they actually go and get them and bring them up and put them underneath the leaves of your plants, especially like tomato plants and so forth, and then those aphids are going to draw the sugar and all the good nutrients out of the leaves, and then as they pull the sugar out, then the ants have good reason to come back and you know, do their damage, and then they make their holes in their tunnels all underneath where your root systems are, and that interferes with the growth of your plant. So it's just nasty business to have plants and that in your garden. So I guess I gotta kind of work with this situation. I'm not going to work in there and get those ants crawling all over me, but there's other things I can do. So anyway, if you have ants in your garden, be sure to figure out a way to get rid of them right away. And this cinnamon is a good way, and there's some other methods too. Of course, if you're in a position where you can just water them, that'll get them out of there too. And so that's going to happen here real quick, like tomorrow probably. Look at this guy. This beetle's in my garden. You should let me know in the comments what to do about this guy. He showed up after I removed the black tarp, and maybe he will just go, but I don't want him to go where I have stuff planted because I'm pretty sure he would be feeding on the nice root system. Just don't know what to do about this guy, but I don't really like him. Ha! Look at that. He's scurrying about because I disrupted his living quarters. There he goes. Desperately trying to find a new place to live. Oh, look at that. Pretty agile guy. Oh, man. So, this water will build up. A little bit of it will seep out, which is okay because I want to get this watered anyway, but I really want to make sure those broccoli and cabbage plants get some really good deep roots so that we're not constantly watering them. That's the key to really good plants. Well, it's the key to anything, like your grass in your yard, anywhere. So there we go. There's our little system. We'll just let that run for another, well, I don't know, until it fills up. But you can see we are already getting a good fill up down there. That's what we want. Then that'll seep on in through to these beds. So yeah, I'm liking the looks of that pretty good. Strawberry plants. One of Sue's friends grew those and brought them in, so I'm going to go spend some time out in the strawberry patch and get that cleaned up and get those planted. They'll do nicely out there. I got to keep my eye on this irrigation here for a little bit. And then yesterday I told you about the rabbits eating down all the leaves. Well, I guess I managed to keep them out because look at how these cosmos plants are already starting to come back. I'm glad to see that. Border plants, they're perking up. So they're all doing well. Yep, we're really getting into the growing season. I imagine a lot of gardeners in Montana are getting excited about this. We've had a very long, cold spring. The nice thing about lettuce, you can plant it pretty early. Look at the red leaf lettuce is coming up good. And some other plants, I actually can't identify all of them for you right now. Oh, that's going to be great. Should be eating fresh lettuce here quickly. I started working out here in the strawberry patch, and I'm going to do the trench irrigation here. They really need some deep watering. It's really dry. I think they'll all come on really well. And I had to be careful along the edge here because there's some garlic and onions, and even down further, look at that. Well, let's see, it's kind of small, but nonetheless, asparagus. So there's a lot of different stuff in here. I don't want to disturb this too much because we got to give it some water, let it grow. It'll be easy to pull the grass that we don't want in there. But if you look closely, there's garlic. I think it's all garlic. Could be some onions. But anyway, that'll be great to have that come up. And these strawberry plants are going to just flourish. I'm only going down to this point, and I'm only going to get these two sides deeply watered. So let me go get my cool little watering system. Okay, who doesn't like the sound of running water? Look it. Well, it's really fun to garden because of all these cool things that you can do. I don't want this ditch to fill up too fast because I want it to soak in good, which looks like it's working pretty good. So while that's filling up, I'm going to go ahead and get some of these weeds out, and then we'll have another section. Tomorrow I'll plant those new strawberry plants. I just want to get the soil good and moist and get those adjusted a little bit before I put them in. So I went ahead and decided to dig a narrow trench along the edge here. I have to be careful because of all the onion sets and garlic and stuff. I don't want to disturb it too much, but I do want to get this watered down here, and that will also benefit the cabbage plants on the inside of the greenhouse too. But there's some stuff down here that just really needed a good drink. There's a couple new strawberry starts, and I'm not going to overwork it because we have had some good moisture. And then I'll just top off the hill here with some water. But it's looking way better. Tomorrow I should be able to plant those other nice strawberry plants in here. You know, we got this section here ready to do some deep trench watering. I'm not going to do that today, but that's the idea of deep trench. Now, the cool thing is those that water will fill those hills, and they'll get deep watering. One of the biggest mistakes in gardening is to water every day, and then everything has shallow roots. So we want to make sure we get good deep root systems, and then the plants can pick up on the natural groundwater, and you're not watering all the time. That's the theory. So if you get it good in the beginning of the season and get those roots down really deep, you're going to have a much more successful garden. So one last thing, where I have this trench, I'm just going to go through and pack it because that'll make it harder for those grass seeds to come up. I mean, the roots, they're all over everywhere. And then this will be our designated walking path, and it'll just get harder through the season and help to cut down on the weeding. And then that water can go over into the hills. All right, let me show you what the day looks like. It's a little bit colder today. Nice clouds. Just as beautiful here. Yeah, clouds hanging over the mountains. Well, we're gonna call this a wrap. Again, I really appreciate you watching, and if you subscribe, that always helps the channel, and be sure to like the video. And if you have any questions about anything, or comments, or advice, please let me know in the comments. That'll be really helpful for everybody. Thanks again. Have a great day.